Hey guys, so today we have an unboxing directly from QiYi, and if I'm correct, this should be the box of new Thunderclap V2s, and this should be the X-Men design Megaminxes. So we'll jump right into that and see how they are. Alright guys, so I was wrong, but this box over here is actually the Thunderclap V2. So these boxes are actually a lot smaller than the Thunderclap V1s, which kind of surprised me. This is the V1 on the right here, and then we have the V2 on the left. I believe the V2 doesn't actually come with a cube bag like the V1, but we'll open that up and check her out. Yeah, so inside the box we have the cube, which is inside of a Yushin type carrying case, except it's a lot more rounded. On the top we've got fogged plastic as well as the QiYi logo, but let's get into the puzzle. So here we have the puzzle. I believe, if I'm correct, all of these stickers are sourced, are actually new QiYi stickers, and they're from the same supplier as what CubeSmith uses, which is pretty cool. But all the colors are pretty standard. I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but they're half bright shades and they're pretty nice. As well, what makes this different from the V1 is the squared off corners, right? That's the main thing. So let's just get into turns on this and see how it compares to the V1. Alright, so right off the bat, it's very buttery. There's a bit of a screw sound. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. But that's easily lubed out, I suppose. So it turns insanely well right out of the box. Some of the V1s that I tried, they weren't the greatest out of the box, but this one is really, really good. It's pretty fast, but not uncontrollable. It's not like the Weilong GTS where it's crazy fast. It's definitely more of a controllable speed. The corner cutting seems to be really good. Yeah, wow. So the corner cutting is very comparable to what we've seen on the Yusha, the GTS, and I think that's really different from the V1. A lot of people were complaining about some catching with the corners, but after we check out what are in these boxes, maybe I'll do some solves and tell you if I find the same issue with the corners catching, as well as any corners twisting. So that's about it on the first impressions of this, and then we'll get into the Megaminxes over here. Alright guys, so now we've got the X-Men design Megaminxes, which I'm very excited for. I heard a lot of good things about them. Specifically the sculpted ones. There's 4 different kinds, I think. There's the regular, the sculpted, which is almost concave in a sense. It's like the Diane ridges, but not. Then there's the convex, which is popping out like the Yoo-hoo. And then there is actual concave, where it's like the concave 3x3. The whole puzzle face is concave, which is pretty cool. Alright guys, so here we've got the Megaminxes. Right off the bat, we got the sculpted one here. We're going to pull these out and see what we got. Very weird boxes, by the way. They're very tall, and these boxes are gigantic compared to boxes like the Shengshao, right, which is short and squat, but these are actually really nice and really cool looking. Alright guys, so here we've got the 3 different puzzles, the 3 different kinds that we ordered. So we've got the stickerless plain right here. We've got the stickerless sculpted, and then we've got the regular black. Alright, so we'll get into the stickerless plain one right away. Inside we've got this plastic case around it.
just really nice. A lot of the Megaminx boxes and QiYi boxes tend to break because they're not properly held in there, so it's nice that QiYi did this. Alright, so there we've got the Megaminx, and here are all the colors. So they're pretty nice actually. They seem considerably brighter than the Diane ones, which I'm used to. But yeah, pretty nice. I can't really checkerboard this, but the turning seems to be fantastic right out of the box. Very fast. Again, with my turning skills, I don't solve Megaminx a lot, so don't judge, but it seems to corner cut really well, especially for a Megaminx. Like, that's 45 right there essentially, right? And that's easy. Like, no pressure, nothing more than 45, but there's no pressure to do that. So this seems really good to me so far. I'll have to test out that theory in the future. Maybe at the end of this video, I'll do a few solves, but yeah, let's get into the other versions of the puzzle. Alright, so I said this was the plane. I lied. It turns out it's concave, so it's really hard to tell when it's in the box, but basically you can see how like this layer has this curve right here. So the whole layer, the whole face is kind of set in a concave manner, obviously. And what that effect actually gives you is it feels really good to hold, actually. It's very easy to hold on to. The same thing with the other puzzle. It turns very well. The corner cutting seems to be fantastic on it. I mean, I'm a horrible turner on Megaminx, but even with me turning horribly, I'm not locking up that bad compared to what I would regularly do on a Yoo-Hoo or a Diane or a Shengshou. So that's pretty cool. Here are all the shades, since I didn't show that to you yet. So they seem to be a tad bit darker than the stickerless, but cool nonetheless. So now we shall get into the actual sticker, the actual plain black one. So here is the plain black with the same stickers as the other one. So there are the colors there. Seem to be decent colors, not too clashing from what I can tell. And then the turning on this seems to be a bit drier, louder as well, but I don't know if that is because of the cube itself. It is harder to hold, I feel. I just totally messed that up. Alright, so I messed it up, but that gave me a chance to turn it a little bit, and like doing algorithms on this is actually pretty nice. I do find it more difficult to hold than the concave. People were complaining that the concave was catching. I obviously haven't had enough experience to do that yet. I just opened both of them, but I did find it easier to hold, but all the puzzles seem to be turning like really, really well. Obviously check out other people's reviews and first impressions, because apparently these puzzles are like very, very good in comparison to other Megaminxes. Yeah, so now the sculpted stickerless Megaminx. So here it is. I do really like the colors on this, just like the other one. They're identical, so they're very bright. Obviously, a very different look from what we're used to. So it's kind of like the Megaminx, the Diane ridges, except the ridges extend around the whole puzzle. They're not just extensions, so these are actually inset, basically. So I messed it up again. Yeah, I'm good. And as you just saw, the turning is like really nice on this. I can't comment yet on whether or not these ridges or the sculpted help, but a lot of people did say that this was their favorite out of the four. The sculpted definitely feels cool. I'm just not sure. I can only imagine it would help, just like the ridges on the Diane. So that is about it. There are the 4 different kinds there. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. I may post a video
separate where I go in depth on each of the puzzles and do some solves, but that's about it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.